Okay.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello,
How you
Danny.
doing, Bolev? I see you smiling. You must be happy now. What's so funny? Okay.
Yeah. So, you're Frank. Let's tell people who you are and what do you do.
Okay, I am Frank James Bailey. I am a voice actor and the creator of Tercona, which is that girl right there. She's the superhero. I kind of put in the image of my daughter a little bit. But I was in radio for like I'd say 20 years. Started in high school broadcasting back in 1989. Worked in Cleveland, Akron, Canton, Youngstown, Toledo, all sorts of different radio stations. Kind of, let it go in 2009 when my last job let me go. And then I went into voiceovers. Yeah, that's what, radio evolved over the while. Right now, if you listen to the radio, you're probably listening to a recorded person. Most of it's all voice tracked. Not all of it, because there are a lot of it's like morning shows are piped in from, like, there's a guy in New York and they piped it into, Cleveland and to Cincinnati and to Alabama. They one show is piped in from everywhere. It's just to save companies money. Not all shows do that, but a lot of them do to save money. So, and it's when I first started in radio a long time ago, I was working midnight to 6 shifts. So that's where I got my start.
That's like my job, my overnight job. I work from, I get there like 10:30-ish, but I don't start technically until 11.
Mm-hmm.
And, so it's 11 to 7. And then, that's Sundays to Thursdays, but it's Sunday to Friday morning.
But after I got out of radio, I went into voiceovers and did voice acting stuff, and I haven't done a whole lot of like character work, but I do internet videos, radio, TV commercials, podcast openings. I've done some ebooks, stuff like that, and I've done a few tiny characters here and there, but nothing really memorable. Probably, I'm not really a famous voice actor, but I get hired to do voiceover stuff. So, if you want to hear or see any of the videos that I voiced, my YouTube channel has a lot of them. Not everyone, of course, but it has a lot of them. If you go to my YouTube channel, you can click on jobs I voiced, and you can see some of the stuff that I voiced with mostly like commercials and a couple of them for a couple of YouTube channels. One called Channel Frederator. I did Disney's Dark Secrets, 107 facts about Pinky in the Brain, and Then versus Now.
Pinky in the Brain.
Yeah, Pinky in the Brain, which has come back now on Hulu.
What are you going to be doing today?
Exactly. I don't know, Tim. Same thing we do all the time. Try and take over the world.
Yeah, there's like more people that are asking me because we're trying to do like a bunch of collaborative projects of people on our platform. And there's a couple of people that want to start doing like voiceover stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And, one of the things that we're trying to do on our platform is courses. And that would probably be one of the courses that we'd probably try to get if you're interested to try to teach. If there's a way to do that.
Well, here's the thing. I don't mind teaching a basic stuff about voiceovers. But when it comes to stuff, because most people, when they will think voiceovers, cartoons and, animation, I could do that, right? Yeah, you could. But there's somebody like me who mainly does radio. I'm sorry, like TV commercials, radio commercials, internet videos, some ebooks, that kind of stuff. I mean, I did radio for 20 years, so I kind of know how to do commercials. I just give me a script and I can easily know what the tone's supposed to be. You're not always... For example, if you're doing something for a funeral, it's not Bob died, tomorrow. You don't want to read it that way, Or if it's for the monster truck, monster trucks coming this Sunday. You need to read them because they're going to be this Sunday, and you need to follow. It's a tone of the commercial. You just kind of know what it's supposed to be. So, because I've done so many of them.
Yeah.
But anyway, I try and stay away from ebooks. But I thought about teaching a long time ago, and it's like, when I used to go to Comic-Cons, I heard you guys talking about Comic-Cons before with the other guy, and I went to Comic-Cons, and I've actually did a panel on voice acting. I basically try to tell them, hey, if you want to get into voice acting, here's some things you need to know. And if they think it's something they really want to get into, then they take it one further after I sort of do the panel. And one of the things I tell them is like, you cannot use a microphone like this. This is a stage mic. This is not for voiceovers. This is for on the stage. I bought, I think back in 2009, I bought a Rode NT1000 microphone. It's like it has a nice warm sound to it.
Yeah.
This one here is a Sennheiser 416. You can't really, well, let me show you. Ooh, there it is. See, it's a real thin shotgun mic. And I use that a lot in this room because this room is bigger and you can't see, but my room over there is a lot of soundproofing and stuff. So I do most of my voiceover work over there in that room. This room is where I make some internet videos on YouTube and I do some things. And it has a good microphone, so it really shoots right at my mouth. This way, it's not. I am doing laundry right now outside the outside my office here, so you don't hear that because this microphone is directing right on me. So you need the right microphone for the right room.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, matter of fact, at some of the Comic-Cons I went to, when I would actually get a script, and this isn't the script, obviously, but I would get a script, and I would actually have somebody in the audience say, hey, I want you to read this part, and I'll read this part, and we read it together, and it kind of showed, oh, maybe you should put a little more tone into it. I'm kind of teaching them an idea of, if you really want to get into it, this is what you need to do, And then before I had a list of people who taught voiceovers, and touch and stuff, because I don't mind teaching basic stuff, but I don't want to be the teacher to say, well, you need to do this, because I've seen so many advertisements on Facebook about that, right? The people who want to teach you voiceovers and stuff. And I don't mind teaching, but, I'd rather just keep it to something simple.
Yeah, it would probably be simple. And then, like, if we find, like, another one or two people that know how to do it, are interested, and we're just trying to figure out, like, a bunch of courses and stuff. Different how-tos and so
one of the funny little I don't have the pen with me here, but one of the things I learned a long time ago is if you want to enunciate words, you can put like a pencil in your mouth, and you're enunciating things better when you it looks silly, but it helps you enunciate things better. It's one of the little tricks I learned a long time ago. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Yeah.
It's like a unique New York.
Unique New York. Yeah. But I'm hoping, crossing my fingers, someday if I get the right pitch and get the right network to buy it, I'm hoping to, like I say, sell Tercona to a certain network, and if I sell to the right person, and maybe do some voices on that. That's, to me, that's the end goal of Tercona, is to
awesome.
Have it to the right network and actually be some voices on it, because I can obviously voice Tercona's dad, maybe a couple of villains. I can't voice Tercona; she's a female. So,
yeah, we had another business partner at one point that we were saying like earlier at this event, and he was voicing this one villain that we have. He's like, yeah, if we ever do like a show, he would sound like this. And I'm like,
well, I guess it depends on the villain too, because sometimes you can have a villain talk like this if you really want him to, or we can have him talk like this when you think deep voice, you think menacing. And that takes a while to do with a voice. So.
Yeah, but I don't think he would sound that crazy. Like, he is a crazy character. Maybe because like he was burned like by like chemicals and stuff, his voice box would kind of get like destroyed a little. So
it sounds a little raspy.
Yeah, it would probably. He looks like he would have like a raspy voice too.
Well, a raspy voice like this, but you gotta know where he's gonna talk. Maybe he talks a little New York accent like this. I don't know. It's throwing something out there,
There was a voice that I used to give one of my friends' grandmas. She doesn't talk like this, but like she didn't even smoke. But like I always like pictured her to talk like.
Okay.
What are you talking about, woman? I've been smoking for years. What are you talking about? Take the lasagna out of the oven. Take the lasagna out of the oven. Yeah, he loves that. Grandpa, I know.
I've done a couple of in a world, that kind of. I've done a couple of those. Yeah, a couple of those commercials for different voiceovers I did on my YouTube channel there. Not a whole lot of them, but I've done a couple of them. It's like I can kind of get close to that. I can. I'm sure you've heard of My Hero Academia.
Yes.
Yeah. My daughter is flabbergasted every time I do. All Might, I am here. We're not citizen, for I am here.
Oh my god.
Pretty close.
Oh my god, I love that show. It's such a good. It's such
Good impression.
Yeah, it's such a good impression. Like that's awesome. Because it's like that show is just so good because of every anime. Like that's probably the most like giving lessons. Like it's so good for like a kid to watch. Like it's a great show.
Yeah. The one thing I don't like about it is just a small minor nitpick. There's not much romance on it. But then again, maybe it's not meant to be.
Well, like, that's what I mean. Like, it's kind of got this, like, it's for kids vibe, but it's like, it's really good. Like, if you don't tear up watching that show, you don't have a soul. Like, it's it's
especially, it's not his cork, it's yours. And the second thing, he's fighting, what's his name?
Yeah. Oh, I love it. No,
yeah, that's very good. I can hear you. Here we go.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah,
I can do it kind of well.
It's so funny too because like he's got like it's such a not like it's such a simple catchphrase, I guess. Like you just like, you're not citizens, for I am here, and it's like
for I am here.
Oh, man.
Yeah, whenever I do that, my daughter's on the phone with one of her friends, and I was like, "What?" It's like, "Here I come! I'm coming to South, for I am here." And he's like, "Who's that? What is that talking?"
All Might.
That's All Might. So yeah, I guess I can do that kind of well.
good enough to freak people out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
It's like, is it on? Is there a new episode? Did I miss it?
Did I miss that? I have to go to the bathroom now. I'll be back. I have to take a mighty poop.
The other thing I liked about that show too was the like because like he's like the superhero in the sense of like the super of this like the number one hero.
Yeah.
And all of his stuff was like America, and I was like, yes. I was like Detroit Smash. Like my favorite one is when he's like what is it, like United States of Smash, and he just like breaks the guy. I thought that was kind of cool because like it's interesting because it's a Japanese anime, but the most powerful guy, like he's supposed to be, all his stuff is American. I was like, that's interesting.
Or my daughter and I make a joke because we live in like near the Lima, Ohio, and Lima, Ohio is kind of a small town. Lima Smash.
You use that to get the olive off the pizza. That's what that is.
Exactly. So the Detroit Smash, it's on a Lima Smash.
Oh my god, man! I gotta watch that show again.
I was trying to watch it on Hulu, and they had almost all the episodes up, and they even said dub. And I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go watch the whole fourth season now." And it says coming.
Yeah, it's
coming.
Like
you're dangling a cat in front of me.
I didn't even start the fourth season because I didn't want to I wanted it all out so I could just watch it.
I think it's about a month ago. I was looking for it. Those dubbed ones weren't even there. It didn't say coming. It just says it wasn't even there at first. Then they must have put them there and said, "Oh, they're coming." Like I said, they're dangling a carrot in front of you.
Yeah, that's terrible people. That's what they are.
Yeah, well, I'll just be patient and wait. Anyway, let's talk about superheroes now. Tercona.
Yeah. Now that we fanboyed out.
Oh, here we go. Okay. Tercona.com. That's where you can find out more about Tercona. Tercona.com right there. Tercona started off as, the seed of the idea started when my daughter was 7, which she's 13 now. She's almost 14. But when my daughter was 7, she said, "Daddy, I don't like princesses anymore. I like superheroes." So that's where the idea came from. Because the very beginning of the very first book, which is, hang on here. I was kind of prepared here. They start off as illustrated novels, and this was the very, very first book. It was called Tercona, Book 1, Our New Home. And it literally is like a book with lots of color pictures.
Oh, that's cool.
So that was the first book, and somewhere in the first book, her mother's very evil. Her mother imprisoned her own husband. So Tercona, the daughter, got her out of this cell, was trying to escape. They're in like a little portal window. They're by the hangar bay or something, and the door's kind of blocking them. And mother says, "You're a princess. Act like one." Not anymore. And then they come off the earth and becomes a superhero. Now, the whole series started off as 3 illustrated novels, and this, like I said, this was the first one. This was the second one. It's called Tercona Book 2, Dr. Q and the Banana Gun, because there's a villain who has a gun that looks like a banana and shoots a laser that sort of like weakens you, like okay, and it just kind of weakens you. And then there's the third book here is Tercona Book 3, Trinity's Traps. And this blonde chick here, she kind of breaks the fourth wall a little bit, kind of like Deadpool, but a lot less vulgar, a lot less profanity. Like, she's telling you right there, just buy the book. I'm in it. But my favorite break the wall thing in this is she has these 2 people captured, and they're in kind of like this carnival ride, and they're captured, and the kid with the red hair is going, "Oh my gosh, he's going to kill me." Well, the blonde girl turns to you, the reader, and says, "I'm not going to kill him. It's a kid's book." But after a while, they start off as 3 illustrated novels, and after a while, the books are $20 each. And even though I love the books because there's a lot more information and a lot more stuff to absorb in the world, they weren't selling as much as I wanted to, even though I'm pushing them, going to Comic Cons, talking about them and stuff. So I switched to comic books. Huge, huge, huge difference. People are willing to take a chance on a $5 comic than a $20 book. But I didn't want to start all over. So when I pitch it, and I'm at a Comic Con, and I pitch to people, I said, okay, that's how it starts. It's the same characters, same world, a new storyline with a new format, comic book format. So, and there is comic book number 2 right there, which is it's called The Secret. And the latest one, which is the one that's came out in September, is comic book number 3. It's called Burmese. And he is a 7 feet tall black guy. He's very intimidating, but he doesn't really use his stature as his visibility. He has these the snake around his neck that is kind of like mind control. If you look you in the eye, he can mind control you, and he can kind of make you do what he wants, which is exactly what happened, because Tercona is the one on the floor there, and he kind of mind controlled her best friend, and they're kind of like out fighting crime, and they find out that, the mind control doesn't work on Tercona because she can't be mind controlled. But they found it out the hard way that, you can. And then they make them fight each other, and that's how it gets away.
Nice.
Yeah, but you can find out more about the characters on Tercona.com, find out more about the books, and they even have a couple of special covers for books 1 and 2, a couple of prints and stuff. You can find out all about how it all got started and that kind of stuff. All the books are available on Tercona.com as well.
Also, are you making your own website, frankjamesbailey.com?
Yes, I have not tweaked that yet because my main concern was Tercona.com, because Tercona, here's the thing. My voiceover career took precedent over everything when I first started, and that was for frankjamesbailey.com. And yes, I still do voiceovers, and I still have clients that have me do voiceovers for them, and I still do voice acting. However, when I started doing Tercona, I didn't want it to get confused. I didn't want to put it all on one website. To me, it's like, if you want to learn about Tercona, go to Tercona.com. Want to learn more about me, the voice actor? Go to frankjames.com. Well, my Frank James Bailey, I think it was not the URL, but
domain,
the server, whatever, where it was ending. So I switched it to something else, but I wanted to get Tercona.com done first because I switched that one as well. So that was the most important thing, is to get Tercona.com done. And now I got to go to frankchandler.com, and get that one set too. So it's just a matter of just getting it done.
Yeah, the only reason I was asking is because I went through your Instagram and then I found that link. But I was going to say, in that little coming soon blurb, you should put the Tercona link in there.
Oh yeah, good idea. I didn't think about that. You're right.
Yeah, because like it says Tercona on there, but yeah, I would definitely put it on there as a thing. And then the other thing too is if you want to keep them separate, make it so it's like easily findable. Like you could have it like the frankjamesbailey.com have like it comes. So on our website under our entertainment, it now has these big block images that are like comics, music, and podcasts. And so like you can make those two big blocks, like my website or the Tercona website. And then, obviously if they just click that, it'll go to home. And if they click Tercona, it'll forward them to Tercona.
Oh, okay. I have noticed, and I think I've been doing a pretty good job of this. If you go to Google and Google Frank James Bailey, you'll find me.
Yeah, that's how I found it. Yeah.
It's same with Tercona though too. If you actually Google Tercona, you'll find Tercona. I mean, I've been working really hard at trying to get a good internet footprint going for both of those. So, or for Tercona anyway.
Oh yeah, nice. It comes up immediately. That's good. And then the Amazon one's next. The website comes up, then Amazon's next. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to direct people to the website more often. Pardon me. But yeah, I have Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And I don't know if you guys know this, but I also have a Facebook fan club, and
Tercona group. Is it like a
it's a group? Yes, it's a group. I'm trying to get people to be into it because it's really close to 1,500. Not quite. It's like 1,470 something. Trying to get to like 1,500. But yeah, it's a group, and more people interact and more people see things in the group than they do on my other like page. I have a like page for Tercona as well, which is basically just /Tercona. It's real simple. I think you have a business page too, right?
Yeah.
In our in the chat or whatever, and I'm gonna try to get this to 1,500. I don't know how many people are gonna see that, but
yeah, it's I figure it's a real simple goal to try and get because it's not quite. It's real close. So come on, get over there and find out more about Tercona stuff. So yeah, I post fan art in there. That's the one thing that's blown me away and very humbled me a lot. I've been doing this since 2015. The first book came out in late 2015. I went throughout 2016, going to Comic-Cons, trying to plug it. And I think I heard you guys earlier with the other guy talking about going to Comic-Cons, only having like, a little bit of stuff on your table. That was my problem in the very first year of 2016. I had one book on an 8-foot table. I was plugging away at it. People were loving the conversation with me, and it did sell. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to these Comic-Cons trying to sell stuff, and it's like, one thing. That's it. Yeah. Because I'm a writer, not an artist. So
yeah, we would be able to have like merch at least.
Well, yeah, I had a couple of T-shirts, but that's about it. That and T-shirts.
But we go through like this drop shipping company through our web store, so we actually have a Black Friday sale going on. But
that's good.
We could like print like a shirt or two of like each shirt or like a few, and then a couple other items. Like we have the Breakfast Talk mug that he's drinking out of, and we have another mug, and then a couple others. We're actually trying to make like a mug club.
You bought one of these?
Yeah.
Nice.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we would be able to put that on the table, but now by the time we probably go to a Comic-Con, if we were ever allowed back to do that, we would have like actual comics.
Think positively. We will. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah. then we would actually have comics by that time because we're coming out with like 3 or 4 next year.
Well, that's the thing I'm kind of looking forward to as well. Even though I know I'm not going to cons right now because of the whole COVID thing, I'm still pressing hard with the next comic. Matter of fact, the 4th comic, my artist and I almost have it done. I mean, it's going to be 36 pages. We're on like page 34. So it's almost done. It'll probably debut sometime next year. And then I have another comic I'm working on after that. So always keep moving forward. And I figured if we're lucky, maybe by next fall we'll go back to cons. Maybe if we're lucky.
I think by the spring we'll be released.
Released?
Like
you guys are out released now.
People are going to lose their minds soon. They already are.
Yeah.
So it's like, and even like what is it, like the World Health Organization is like lockdown should be an absolute last resort. So like eventually people are going to go crazy, which will be fun to watch. But I'm hoping that before that happens, people will wise up and be like, yeah, maybe we should let people out.
It's depressing to see because like earlier this year, like Comic-Con started to cancel, and I saw like this one guy, Caleb, he had like so many scheduled to go to, and like just one status after another. He's like, well, that one's canceled.
Well, I think I'm friends with him on Facebook. Yeah. Caleb, he writes like, some family-friendly stuff.
He has
I know he had a Halloween thing came out. Kickstarter come out while
ago. He has Nook. He has
yes. Yeah. That's him.
So he kept listing all of the ones that it was like super depressing to just see.
Yeah.
Like, I guess I'm not going to make a living this year.
Yeah. Well, that's things like this, and there's a couple other online cons, and some people who have bought my stuff and hey, want to have a little interview with me, put it on YouTube. It's like it's a little something that I can promote, that I can talk to people about. But honestly, as you can tell by now, I'm an outgoing guy. I like to talk to people.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm very shy. I shouldn't be.
Yeah, like if we go to a Comic-Con and like I happen to be there with like Dylan, which I'm hoping that would happen because I am not one to really talk to people, even though people think I do. Not a people person, really. I'm better now than I used to be. But I used to be like, just no, don't come near me. But I want to sell my thing, so obviously I'm gonna have to like network.
Yeah, network and talk to people eventually and talk about your stuff.
But like if Dylan was around, he would just be like, extra, like buy this.
I use my voice as a way to get people's attention, which is kind of funny. That I see him walking by, it's like, this is Tercona. Usually gets their attention for a half a second. It's like then I tell them about it.
You got to get a couple mannequins on either side of you too, and like make them fight. Like
there you go. Actually, the funny thing is, I had my daughter, and she's in the cosplay. She's in the cosplaying My Hero Academia characters now, not my character, but yeah, she cosplayed as Tercona a couple times.
Nice.
And a couple of cons I went to. Had I still have the suit, but she kind of outgrew the suit. And yes, we could probably get another one, but yeah, I think she's kind of outgrown a little bit, which, I'm not going to falter for it. I mean, she'd help me out a lot. And whenever she goes to a con, my book sales increase like crazy because Tercona's there live and in person.
Yeah. I can't wait for the moment like somebody actually cosplays one of our characters. So like, that's what I'm waiting for because it's like, but we're actually.
Then you're going to step in the right direction when that happens.
Yeah. So, we have some crazy characters too. So we have a cosplay contest that we're actually, I guess I'm going to announce it now. We're having a cosplay contest that we're going to be doing for Chronicles of Horror, or like horror anthology. And it's going to be like the female villains. I guess we're going to do female villains. That's what Hector said. Because I know at least one cosplayer that's a girl that does cosplay. Like she does cosplay. And like if I asked her, I think she would do it. So, be like, hey, you want to cosplay as this person? Do you want to read the book too?
But I'm assuming you're talking about cosplaying as characters from your books, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So like, you can't cosplay as my one character because it's a turtle.
There's ways. I've seen very creative cosplayers out there.
It's not like a Ninja Turtle either. It's literally a turtle. Like I can't wait for that one because it's really funny. But like it was supposed to be a joke, and then I wrote it, and then he's like, "Oh, I guess it's real now." I was like, "I can't wait." It's a horror story, but it's a turtle. So.